Thanks. Big events happening this weekend aimed at helping local foster youth develop the skills they need to be successful in the job market.
It is called Pathways to Financial Power, and Audra Stafford is live in Mission Valley with more. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here at the Macy's at Fashion Valley Mall, and one of those pathways, of course, one of the tips that everybody needs to know is how to dress for success. So we're going to be talking about that throughout the morning. I want to bring in Don Wells, though, first here. He's the executive director of Just in Time for Foster Youth, and they're putting on this big event. Tell me about this event this weekend.
Well, it's called Pathways to Financial Power, and we started it because the foster youth that we help who have aged out of the foster care system, they don't often have the resources and relationships they need to be successful. So we pull together resources, employers, and speakers to pull all that together for them. And what we found, this is the second year we're doing it. Last year, the youth who came to it, there were about 50 youth who came to it last year, what they told us was that the important thing that they got from it was that they learned about filling in gaps in knowledge and experience, that they learned about their own strengths, that they really learned how to tell their own story, and that they really were able to make connections that lasted beyond the conference. So that's what
really
we try to do.
Things.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, they are all looking stunning this morning. These are some of the members of the program. We're going to be talking to them also throughout the morning. And tell me a little bit more about what Just in Time does and throughout the whole year, not just this weekend.
Right. Well, Just in Time was started about 13 years ago because we saw that young people were leaving the foster care system, but they didn't have resources and they didn't have relationships. They would be in transitional housing but didn't have a bed to sleep in, or they were going to college, but they didn't have a laptop or a printer. So they were starting at real disadvantage in trying to become self-sufficient adults. So we started out by giving them those resources, but we also found that the biggest gap for them was in relationships. Been separated from their families early, then a lot of them moved around from one placement to another, so they didn't have connections. And human beings don't do well if they're not connected. So what we really try to do is make sure that they have a community of support. So we serve youth from 18 to 26 and about 700 youth every year. But when they get to be 26, we want them to have a community of support at that point so that they can get resources from other people and have the guidance that they need and just feel like they belong.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much. We're going to be with you throughout the morning. And again, we'll be sharing lots of the tips. A lot of the things they're going to be learning this weekend are things that all of us could stand to learn, I think, or brush up on if you already know them. So we'll be talking much more about that throughout the morning. For more on Just in Time for Foster Youth, you can go to their website, jitfosteryouth.org. I'll send it back to you guys.
Everybody's styling there, looking good.
Yeah, they look great.
All right, thanks, Audra.
Renee, thank you. You know what they say, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Audra Stafford is live in Mission Valley with the effort to help local foster kids put their best foot forward when entering the job market. Good morning, Audra.
Good morning. Yes, I am here at the Macy's in Fashion Valley. Of course, dressing for success is a big part of putting your best foot forward, but there's so much more to it than that, and I want to bring Don Wells with Just in Time for Foster Youth because you're putting on this great event coming up this weekend. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Pathways to Financial Power is an event that brings together resources and relationships for youth who have aged out of the foster care system. And the whole point is to help them become confident, capable, and connected so they can become self-sufficient, get financial security, and really become productive adults.
And you have all kinds of things that you're going to be doing this weekend. And part of that is the whole fashion aspect of it.
Exactly, because if you don't know how to dress, you can't be confident. And we're fortunate to have Macy's as our partner to help our youth with that aspect of things, especially Maurice, my stylist at Macy's. He was at our event last year. He was such a big hit that we were sure we wanted to have him come back, and he's doing a great job again with our youth.
Great. And Maurice, you have some great tips that really anybody can learn from, especially if they're going out for an interview, a new job, any of that. Can you share some of those?
Definitely. The My Stylist program here at Macy's Fashion Valley is a free program. It's a personal shopping service, and anybody can avail of the service here at Fashion Valley. And always about interviews, we like to keep it simple, basically. So, I mean, if we talk about what we've selected today, just make sure you're prepared for the interview beforehand. Check and see maybe what the dress code is for that company you're applying for. But just be confident and make sure you have the appropriate pieces and be prepared in all your aspects of your interview.
Yes, and we've got some great models here. These are members of the Just in Time for Foster Youth program. Can you tell us what they're wearing?
Yes, so we have one over here is wearing, it's by Macy's brand, it's a bar 3 jacket. Again, for a gentleman, and key piece is a jacket. Keep it simple again, just a nice structured jacket. This is a great jacket because he can wear this for an interview, he can add a tie to it, or he can also wear this on the weekend when he's going out and mirror with some jeans and stuff, so it's a multi-purpose jacket.
Great,
so
and,
it's a great thing.
Jasmine here?
And Jasmine, we just picked a simple Calvin Klein dress. Again, keep it simple, don't overdo it, and be prepared for your interview, and a key piece like very successful for any interview.
Wonderful. And of course, in addition to fashion, another thing, you're teaching them all sorts of good life skills and good job hunting skills, and one of those things is how to find your strengths. Can you tell us about that? We've got a few tips we can put up on the screen.
Right. That's another confidence builder. For a lot of the young people, they were in foster care for so many years, and nobody really talked to them about their strengths. There was a lot of deficits, and for some youth, it's here's what you can't do, here's what you won't be able to do. And so there was really no emphasis on strengths at all. And if you don't know your strengths, then you can't really go out into the world and build your personal brand. So we do a whole Strengths Finders assessment where young people learn whether they're good at being strategic, relationships, whether they're good at being motivators, or whether they're just good at executing things.
We're almost about out of time, but Jasmine, you've done the whole Strengths Finder thing, and I wanted to hear how it's helped you.
It's helped me learn a lot about myself. One of the biggest things was that I'm a relator, so that definitely fits with me. I'm also an adaptability, so I really see those strengths being personable to me. So It's been great.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. For more on Just in Time for Foster Youth, you can go to their website, jitfosteryouth.org. We'll have much more coming up, some other great tips throughout the morning. I'll send it back to you guys.
Empowering local foster youth to be successful in the job market.
That's the goal of a big event happening this weekend. Audra Stafford is live in Mission Valley. Sorry for the pause, with a few tips everyone can use. Audra?
No problem, as long as you keep going, right? That's the important thing. That's one great tip. I'm here at the Macy's at Fashion Valley Mall, and yes, we are talking about a great event happening this Saturday to empower our local foster youth. I want to bring in Don Wells. He is the Executive Director of Just in Time for Foster Youth. What is this event all about on Saturday?
It's called Pathways to Financial Power, and we age out of the foster care system, have resources and relationships, make connections so they can get meaningful employment and have financial security. So at the event, we do everything from connecting them to volunteers to helping them with their resumes, and that includes their visual resume. So we're so fortunate to have Macy's working with us. In particular, we have Maurice, who's my stylist at Macy's. He's been working with our youth last year, and now he's going to do the same thing this year.
Yeah, and Maurice, how important is it for people to make that good first visual impression?
You know, we always say the first impressions always count, and they definitely do. So when you walk in that room, you need to be prepared and put together in your visual aspect, as well as even your resume as well. So the visual aspect is definitely number one as well.
And that's something you guys can help with here at Macy's all the time, not just this weekend.
Yes, definitely all the time. It's a My Stylist service here at Macy's. It's a free person shopping service, and it's only available at the Macy's in Fashion Valley. And we would love to help anybody out that would need an appointment or to go to an interview or a special occasion. So it's been really wonderful to work with these young ladies and gentlemen today to prepare them for the next step in life in their careers.
Absolutely. And so we've got some great models here, members of Just in Time. And what are the things that the big tips that you can take away from their outfits today? So we have Sal over here. So we put Sal like in a classic blue suit. This is by Calvin Klein. Again, a lot of people think they have to do the black, gray, or just a basic navy. Definitely you can do a little color. Again, we just did a basic white shirt, but then the tie, you know, a little bit of red, a little bit of pop again. It needs to be a little individual to that person so that he can stand out. You need to make that visual aspect when you walk in the room as well. Yeah, it looks like Sal's probably got a big personality.
Yes, he's got a lot of fun. Yes,
he can have that blue, a little more personality
he
to
can
his
definitely
outfit.
do it. It's been a lot of fun working with Sal. So.
And how about Hanaya here?
Hanaya, again, over here we have Hanaya, basically just in a black skirt by INC and BCBG top and blouse. And again, the cardigan, now we call this the cardigan jacket. This is, again, the key third piece. Don't feel like you have to have a jacket all the time. The cardigan can act as a jacket, just that third piece. The outfit together. It means I'm well prepared and I'm ready to do this job.
Wonderful. Yeah, everybody just looks so sharp over here. But dressing for success is not the only thing they're going to be learning about. As we mentioned, lots of workshops on all kinds of different topics, including how to have a good elevator speech. And I actually just learned what that is. So for anyone who doesn't know, can you explain the elevator speech?
Well, the idea is if you were in an elevator with the CEO of a company you wanted to work for, what would you be able to say when you're going from the first floor up to the third floor? So it's that 30-second really it's a compilation of who you are, and that includes what you're doing now, why should you be remembered, and then where you're headed next, so that person has a good idea of who you are.
Fantastic. And I know Hanaya's got a great elevator speech, and you're going to give that to us. So I'm the CEO. We jumped on the elevator together. What can you tell me about yourself?
Hi, my name is Hanaya. I'm a high school graduate. I just completed a 14-week culinary program that teaches you everything from nice skills to life skills. I always loved cooking. Ever since I seen my grandmother in the kitchen, I just love cooking. I'm looking for a long-term, full-time job. I heard that your company is looking for long-term people to move up, and that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Ding, ding, ding. Thank you so much. And if you could do that on live TV, too, you're really set. Thank you, and good luck to all of you. If you want to learn more about Just in Time for Foster Youth, you can go to their website, jitfosteryouth.org. Great organization. They also need volunteers, mentors, donations, all sorts of things. So if you don't know somebody who might need this program, maybe you want to get involved yourself. I'll send it back to you guys.
Great program, because you know what you wear can change your attitude, changes your posture. It's important to wear the right thing.
All right, thanks,
Yeah,
Audra.
If you look good, you feel good, right?
Well, join.
You know what they say, you only get one chance to make a first impression. Audra Stafford is in Mission Valley with a special campaign to help local foster kids put their best foot forward when they enter the job market.
I am here at the Macy's in Fashion Valley Mall, and we're talking about Just in Time for Foster Youth and a big event that they have coming up this weekend. I want to bring in Don Wells. He is the executive director for Just in Time. Tell me about this great event you have coming up on Saturday.
It's called Pathways to Financial Power, and it's an event where we bring together about 50 youth to help them with resources and relationships so they can become successful in their lives. And part of that is that we want them to become confident, capable, and connected. And confidence is elevated when you know how to dress.
Absolutely.
That's why we're so happy to have Macy's as one of our partners, and especially Maurice, who's my stylist at Macy's. He came to our event last year, and he was such a big hit that we brought him back. We made sure he came back this year again, and he's helping our youth this year as well.
Great. And what are some of the ways that you're helping them? You're going to have for them, right, about how to dress for an interview.
Yes, we're going to talk about the importance of being prepared for an interview and having those key pieces, like for ladies and for gentlemen. And so by doing that here, but our program here at Macy's is My Stylist program, which is a free shopping personal service that we have here at Macy's Fashion Valley. So we give great tips to the not just to the younger people, but anybody who is up for dressing for success or any day, any occasion in their life.
Fantastic. We have a couple of great models here with us today.
Yes, it's been very exciting working with these. It's great to work with young people that are very interested in fashion. So we have Jasmine over here who's wearing just a simple Calvin Klein dress. Again, just a one piece, perfect for any interview that you would be prepared for. Again, just being prepared and having the right accessories as well to go with the outfit is very important.
And you said simple is really better.
Simple is much better. You know, kind of less is more type of thing. So, but it's simple and keeping it elegant and having the proper fit as well is very important. So, and comfort.
And how about Juan here?
Juan, again, for the gentleman, as we talked about, is just a simple jacket, pants, and shirt combo. And again, the jacket is a key piece here, especially going to any interview. Now, the thing about this jacket is it's a great jacket you can dress up and put a shirt and tie with it, or also he can do this jacket on the weekend to go, to a nice dinner with some jeans as well. So multi-purpose jacket, and that's what we also try and include when we're doing any wardrobe for any customer, to give them multi-choices in their classic pieces.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier, and you said it doesn't have to be the most expensive, elaborate things. You can get your key basics, and they can really help you and keep you going.
Yes, you can get your key pieces and just basically start from there. If you find a vendor that works for you, then buy more pieces in that vendor. I always say if you find something that fits you, buy it in every color.
Wonderful. And of course, this program is about so much more than just dressing for success. Of course, making that great first impression is very important, but there's a lot of other things to this as well. Building relationships is another big part of it.
That's such a big part, because is over on that Saturday. If you haven't built those relationships, then that's the end of the day. But if you have made connections with 2-3 people, then that extends beyond. So building relationships is really the core of what Just in Time wants to do for the young people, because they're disconnected.
Wonderful. And Juan, you've been through this program before. You were there last year. And tell me about how the building relationships part of it has really helped you.
Well, the relationships part has really helped me so much. Connection is key. And a lot of things that I have going on in my life right now is through connections, and Just in Time is providing me with that. So I'm studying physical therapy, and I had an internship. Now I'm working for a physical therapy clinic, just from connections through Just in Time. So, I mean, connections is the key, and I learned that, and Just in Time has provided me with that. And looking good is also helps as well, you know. Exactly.
And you are looking very good today, my friend. Thank you so much. To learn more about Just in Time for Foster Youth, you can go to their website, jitfosteryouth.org. You can become a mentor. If you know any other kids who might want to get involved, you can find out all about that there. I'll send it back to you.